Yeah. So talk to me. I know you started your business, and did the pandemic hit like right after, or did you start it when the pandemic had already hit?
Oh man, it's a crazy story. So I opened my own business, like my own LLC, right before the pandemic happened.
So you had
So I had no
no
idea.
idea that that was
No,
gonna
no,
happen.
mm-mm.
Wow.
No. I was already working with like an established investor in the area. As far as already.
Yeah, you talked to me a
And
little bit.
yeah. So we parted ways, and on good terms. And
Yeah.
I started doing my own thing. I was like, okay, let me open my own business, and let me start doing my own stuff.
Right.
So like within a month, I locked in a property under contract, as and I sold it and made a little money.
And
The next month.
this is sorry to cut you off, but this is so you do real estate. Let's make I just want to make it clear for the listeners. So real estate, but what form of real estate do you do? Like do you, because you're not a real estate agent,
No.
right? So what you do is
What I do is called real estate wholesaling.
okay.
So with real estate wholesaling, you're basically the middleman finding off-market properties, right? Because you don't want to do the retail listings, because
Right. You're trying to get the deals.
right. You're trying to get the deals because with an agent, they put the property on the markets on the MLS for retail for the owner to obviously make the most out of their money, And it's like we do off-market marketing, all type of marketing, cold calling, door knocking, whatever you want, just to find
Yeah.
that specific property where we can make a profit out of it, and we help the community by doing so because we flip the property. Therefore, we make the community up and coming more. When we remodel it and we put it back on the market for a profit, of course.
Simon.
So yeah, that's what I do. But what I do, I don't do the whole investing, putting all the money, all the risk, because
Right.
when I first started this, I didn't have nothing, like no money, right?
Right. So you can start this with like
Yeah,
like
with no money. You can start this with no money. Like my first deal ever, I made $10,000, and I didn't do no money.
Shit.
I didn't spend no money.
that's 100% profit. Everything. And fuck.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's certain shit that you probably had to throw little bucks here and there, probably
Yeah.
for whether it's paperwork or maybe certain things here and there that you had to, you know.
Yeah. So no, man. I mean, like, what I do is wholesaling, and basically, like, long story short, you put the property under contract. Let's say, for example, you're the seller, and
Yeah.
I put you on a contract for $100,000. Then I go put that same contract, and then I go find a buyer who actually has the money, and the experience to remodel and all that stuff.
So there's a little pressure on you then,
Yeah.
because you have to,
Yeah,
since you have it on contract, do you, like, it's like you have to find the,
Yeah, because you need this time is of the essence. So the contract can be a 10-day, 20-day, depending on the agreement
Right.
and the timeline of the owner of how fast they want to sell,
I
right?
see.
Yeah, so if the owner wants to sell, like, I don't know, like in a month, then, that's cool. Typically, if it's a hot deal, it'll go hella quick.
right.
Like, buyers will come begging for it, like, hella quick.
Yeah. That's on you then to find the right deals.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to structure everything, from
Right.
end to close, but it's pretty overwhelming when you are a beginner.
Yeah.
But, through time, you get the experience to be able to handle from the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Still overwhelming, but now you can do
Yeah.
it a little bit. So, yeah, you basically, we put you on the contract for 100,000, and maybe I'll go sell it to a buyer for 120, 110. So then at the end of the day, at closing, the homeowner gets what we agree upon. So you get 100,000.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, JJ, is the middleman. Let's give him an assignment fee of 10K, 20K.
Right.
Right. And then after that, boom, the new owner, which is the buyer, the investor, then goes and flips it. And 3-4 months later, depending on what kind of project it is,
Yeah.
they'll get their little, 40, 50K,
Right, yeah.
profit. So
Cool.
everybody wins.
Nice. Yeah. Now so that's so you guys have a better understanding of what he does. So you started, and then the pandemic hit, and so basically, when you started this, what was your mind? What was your mindset like when you first started? Were you like, hell yeah, let's do that, and then shit, you get hit with the pandemic, or how?
Yeah. It was.
Because like sometimes it's
No, yeah.
sometimes it's exciting when you're starting something, right? You're like, hell yeah, like let's fucking do this. I'm fucking motivated. I'm gonna fucking do this shit. Next thing you know, like it's not like
No.
it's not like there's a little hiccup. No, it was a full on like
Just
pandemic lockdown and shit.
Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps, bro. It was horrible for me. It was fucking horrible.
I mean, selling houses when nobody can be out there.
Yeah.
That's a real challenge.
Yeah, no, man. And like I told you, man, it was like during the summer. So it was like last year during the summer. And things were barely getting out there with the corona. Like everybody was still doing their own thing. Like
Yeah.
everything was open still. We didn't get hit like with the whole
Yeah,
quarantine.
people were still thinking that
Yeah,
it was
everything
a,
was just,
it was a lie and shit.
just
yeah.
a little sickness, a theory or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
by
yeah.
the government.
Like conspiracy.
The conspiracy theories, yeah. Bill Gates. There you go.
Hey, they were on Bill Gates for that
I
shit
know
for
they were.
like,
Yeah.
especially when he was talking about about what is it, like basically tracking people so that make sure that we know that they got vaccinated. They started getting on his
they
ass.
were on his ass, bro.
Yeah.
There was some a lot of stuff. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff for sure. So yeah, man, I started it. Got my first deal because you gotta understand this. I was with an investor, like a partner.
Yeah.
And I was just bringing him the deals, and he will go do the rest, like put it on the contract, sell
Right.
it, whatever. But at the end of the day, okay, JJ, here you go. Here's your $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 check. Boom, and I was
And you're
like,
just bringing him.
yeah, I just bring him the deals, and he will do the rest, and he will give me a percentage off of that, right?
Right.
So then I would just go like, hey, got a little comfortable and stuff until I started getting a little hungry, and I was like, wait a minute, yeah, I'm making 10K, 5K, 12K, 15K, right? But this guy is making 30, 40K, 50K.
You're like, I want a piece of that
Yeah,
pie.
so I was like, let me go do my own thing. I know how to do it now. I think I'm qualified enough to close a deal all
Right.
by myself. So yeah, long story short, I went on do my own thing, and yeah, I got my first deal. It wasn't as big as I thought, but
how long did it take you before, from the moment that you said you were going to stop working with this guy and you said like, I'm going to go and try to do it myself, how long did it take you to secure the first deal?
a month and a half.
A month and a half.
Yeah, a month and a half after.
That's not bad. That's
takes-
not bad.
It takes a while. Well, it takes a while when you're barely starting. You had no idea
Yeah.
what you're doing. That takes a long time. Like my first year, to be honest with you, it literally took me 1 year.
When you were
All by myself.
yourself?
All by myself. Yeah, all by myself.
1 year to and one deal?
One deal in 1 year.
If you don't mind disclosing, how much was that deal for that 1 year?
It was 10K.
10K?
Yeah.
10K for 1 year?
Yeah, bro.
Woo!
Yeah, that's
What the fuck? That ought to make you say, like, man, like, I don't see the return on this being very good, right?
No, but
I mean, that's just one, though, man. Imagine you 2, 3, 4.
No, but you gotta understand, bro. Like, okay, yeah, I understand. 1 year to make
Right.
10K. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this shit?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But then again, to me, it was more than I made 10K. Like, oh fuck, I took 1 year to make 10K. What the fuck
you
is
just
this?
did something big.
No, like I did something big, bro. Because you gotta understand, before the 10K, everybody was laughing at me.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "You're fucking lazy ass. Why the hell you quit working? Just go back to work. Fucking, you have a son.
They
go."
actually told you, like, why'd you, but like, you're actually
I'm
working.
serious.
They called you lazy? Did
Hell
they not
yeah.
see you working on this shit?
Bro, people to me are fucking retarded because they know that you're doing something for your future, but they just don't see it at the moment, I guess, until you basically succeed. Like, they only see until you show them proof.
Right.
Before that, they're like, nah.
And when you show them the proof, when you show them the proof, they don't look at what you had to do to get that proof, and so they still discard all the hard work that you did.
all that stuff, all the stuff that I had to go
Man,
through.
but a year, like, I mean, you just gotta think about it, right? Like, you're going at it for a year, and you don't see anything. Like, for a lot of people, that's it. Like, I mean, I might as well just go get a job.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's like that.
No, yeah, and it is, because there were some partners that I started with, well, not partners, but fellow wholesalers,
Yeah.
that I started when when we started the race,
Right.
They just disappear. I don't know what happened to them. They just disappear. Not disappear in the way of like, oh my god, they're missing.
Did they take money
just
from
quit.
you though, or
No,
or you mean like they just stopped
quit.
doing it?
Yeah, they just quit because they couldn't get a deal. They couldn't get a mentor. They couldn't get something right to keep them going, to give them that momentum. So what happened with me is when I first started wholesaling, I got my first deal in a month, but that deal fell apart because there was some stuff, some complications in the deal, so it had to get canceled. Then I got another deal. So you got to understand that I'm very good at getting deals. I'm just very bad at keeping the deal.
Or closing the deal.
Closing the deal until right now. I know now, but back then I was just getting deals left and right, and investors were coming up to me.
Doesn't Grant Cardone have a book that it's called something closer, or like be a closer, something like that?
I don't know.
Right.
No.
You know who Grant
I
Cardone is,
do
though,
know.
right?
Yeah, I do know him, but I don't follow him that much, like that deep, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I was getting deals left and right, and the investors were seeing, you know, like, oh man, who is this kid?
Yeah.
He's moving a lot of properties. Who is he? Oh, he's a newbie. He's a rookie. Oh, let me go and help him out. So I'm
Help
like,
you out.
yeah. So I was like, okay, thank you, man. Like, thank you. What do you need to do from this point? What do you have to do after you put the property under contract? What do you do? You know? So, you know, long story short, they ripped me off. They ripped me off. One person ripped me off out of $100,000 profit.
Oh my! So much for helping you.
And this was back in the day, bro. Imagine if I had made all that money, I would have been balling right now.
Yeah, and I mean, and that was before you went on to
Before
on
I
your
even-
own for a
even,
whole year,
or even met somebody who actually took me under their wing.
bro.
and teach
Like
me.
when you think about it, like if you would have closed that deal, that would have been $100,000 profit. That year
The first
would
year.
not have. How did you sustain yourself? Like if you didn't close a deal in a whole year,
Right.
right? Obviously, there's bills to pay, shit you gotta deal with when it comes to finances and stuff like that. A whole year and you only get 10K.
Right.
How are you sustaining yourself?
I was working part time, so I wasn't like
Oh, I
I
see,
was
I
all
see.
in the vision, right?
Right.
I wanted to build my own real estate
Yeah.
business, right? But I understand I have bills to pay. I have my own son,
Right.
you know, my son. I had a a car and everything I had to pay. So even rent, when I was living
Right.
with my parents. So I was working part time, and I was working in construction. I talked to my uncles, they were running basically the show. So they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, just come, regardless of what happened, they helped me. They
Right.
helped me, and they let me work part time until I was like, I saved a little money, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all in real estate because I kept hearing
and you just
videos-
quit.
Yeah, I just
quit
kept,
your part time and everything.
I fucking quit everything, bro. Quit everything. Around the 6 months, I was fucking
Yeah.
bankrupt. I had no fucking money.
So
no.
after your first year that you were alone, you closed one deal, 10K. The first 6 months you were working part time, and then the other 6 months, or how
No.
long were you working part time for?
No, so I was working part time before I went all in real estate.
Okay.
So after the year that I went all in, that I quit working and all that stuff, I got my first deal a year later. So,
okay.
but because I was getting, I was slowing down by how much people were ripping me off,
Yeah.
and because I was fucking stupid, because I was trusting everybody, and then the real estate game, what I've been learning so far, it's not about emotions, man. It's all about the money. It's all about the numbers.
That's what they care about.
It's all about the money. All about them. At least the ones that I dealt with. I've
Yeah.
met some very genuine people that really care about you, and I'm glad that those people are in my life right now. But back then, holy shit, they fucking tear me to pieces, bro.